press pause and answer the question.
The Americans with Disabilities Act, ADA, has accessibility guidelines to ensure people with certain disabilities be able to gain access to business establishments. One of the regulations require that all wheelchair ramps meet ramp slope standards. Every 1 foot of increase in elevation from the ground to the landing requires the ramp to be 12 feet from the landing, which means a 1 to 12 slope ratio, as shown in the triangle below. If a certain entrance landing to a building is 2 1/3 feet above ground level, how far from the entrance should the ramp be located, assuming it's straight, which means it has no turns? All right, so this is kind of, again, in my world as an architect, it's actually a maximum. The slope of 1 to 12 is a maximum. You can go shallower than that, but you can't go steeper than that. And so let's figure out what we're talking about. We have this landing to enter a building, and it's 2 1/3 feet above, say, the parking lot or the sidewalk. So we need to give people a chance to go up in their wheelchair and go up the ramp. And we want to make sure the ramp is not too steep. And in this problem, we're assuming we want the ramp to be as steep as permitted, that kind of maximum of 1 to 12, because maybe there's not a lot of room between the sidewalk and the building, and we want to make the ramp compact. So what we're going to do is we're going to say, okay, we have two triangles, and they're similar, and one of them goes up 1 for every 12 it goes over, and one of them goes up 2 1/3 feet, and it goes over some distance. So really what we're talking about, it happens that because we have a 1 to 12 slope, and because they're 12 inches in a foot, what we're saying is every time we go over a foot, we can go up 1 inch. So we can just take the ratios of the two triangles. So we can say, okay, this one's 1 to 12, and this one is 2 1/3 on the elevation to some number that we're trying to figure out. We'll call that x. So when we cross multiply, we see that x equals 12 times 2 1/3. And that's equal to 12 times 2 plus 12 times 1/3. And 12 times 2 is 24, and 1/3 of 12 is 4, so we can add those two together. And so we get a run of 28 feet. Now that's our answer. Now, just kind of a note with these tests, kind of a pro tip. A lot of the questions on the test are clean numbers, where we have 2 1/3 feet, and that turns out to be a certain number of inches, and we have 1 to 12, and it's kind of clean numbers. It's not like, if the maximum slope was 1 1/7 inches for every 12 inches over or something like that, that would be a bit more complicated of a problem. So it gives you the advantage that even if you do it in this algebraic way, you should be able to kind of check it pretty quickly. So this is real things, right? We're saying we have a 1 to 12 slope, and we have to go up 2 1/3 feet. So how many feet do we go over? And we know that if we want to go up 1 foot, we go 12 feet over. And in this case, we have to go 2 1/3 feet, so it should be a bit more than 24 feet. If it's 12 for 1 foot up and another 12 for 2 feet up, and then like another third of 12, so that's another 4. So it should be 12, 12, and 4, and that's 28.